I grew up observing natural phenomena from a very close proximity of my consciousness and curiosity. Let me start with an incident when I saw a snake crossing the road. I carefully rescued the snake and released it on the other side of the road. I thought I did my bit. But then I overheard people pointing at me and talking that he's so wild. I mean, seriously? I was just sensitive enough to save a life. Is this really wild? Now you must all be thinking that no, he's a nice guy. He's not a wild guy, correct? But I'm not hesitated telling you that I am wild. Or rather, I am extremely wild. And you know why I'm saying this? Because the word wild is often misconceived with aggression and violence only. Look at this image. Do you find this image aggressive? Is it violent? Certainly not. But this is as wild as an image of a tiger or a lion. Do you think this is just a portrait of monkey? Not for me. This is the portrait of motherhood. The portrait of love, trust, and affection. It was 1998, and I was in schools when I first picked up the camera to become full-time photographer. So I announced that I want to become a wildlife photographer. Of course, they had their general expectation from wildlife photographer, so they were expecting big cats, big animals, deadliest animals, correct? Of course, because they look powerful. So I thought, let me search internet for the most powerful photographs ever taken. And this screen appeared in my search result. It was full of war and conflict and violence. Is this our world? Is this what we get when we search for power? Do we even really believe in beauty? I was shocked. But then I understood when I captured an image of cheetah hunting the deer, everybody was talking about the cheetah. But no one was really concerned about the deer. Because deer is the one who lived the fear of deadliest predator throughout his life, every single moment in his life. Now tell me, who is braver, cheetah or the deer? Right? See, in our world, when I thought that my quest is started, I wanted my viewers to feel the deer. I wanted my viewers to go through the same emotion when I see the act of forest, when I witness it. But how do I do that? Why would you like to see such images from me? Because approximately every single day, there are 3.2 billion images are being uploaded on internet. Why would you stop scrolling at my images? Then, what is my contribution to my viewers? And my actual quest started from that point. I wanted to capture the beauty over reality. I wanted to feel what is beyond the big cats. From that moment, the art of seeing started becoming the way of my life. I decided to capture the beauty over reality. And that's how my journey began. I was never good at studies. So, I became an engineer. And in order to give myself a try, in 2012, I preened out my professional career as an engineer and picked up the camera to become a full-time photographer. And I realized that from that particular moment, my entire life transformed into an open canvas from an Excel sheet. But such freedom comes with fear. Fear of judgments. What if I fail as an artist? Will there be judgments? Oh, hell, yes, there will be judgments. I am not a scientist who will be backed up on the failure. I wanted to become an artist. I would be judged every now and then. So I decided to first redefine the philosophy I believe, the way I make my images. So I revisited the creative classroom of our school. Let me take you there. Do you remember the landscape painting we used to draw? Can you see it now? Can you see those two mountains? The sun exactly from the center? Because it was not allowed from the sides. Sorry. The same river. And don't forget, house and the tree. Clouds and the birds. Even if you are born and brought up in Great Run of Kutch, where there are no mountains, you have to draw this. You don't have a choice. So I made a great painting of Great Run of Kutch. And remember, I drew this painting in the morning. Afternoon, it will be just a line. But everybody, every single day, every single time, draw those two mountains only. Why? Because of the fear of less marks. Am I right, guys? And today, we have fear of less views and less likes. Correct? And rather than making something original, we are just remaking the same old painting. And on the other hand, I also thought that what do we learn as ABCD? G for giraffe, Z for? But 99% of the students in our country who are learning this, G for giraffe, ABCD, are never going to see zebra or giraffe in their entire life. Correct, guys? We are never taught to see, observe, and admire our own surrounding. Welcome to the international schools, guys. What if I tell you that G for greater flamingos? Yeah. That white, pink, long neck bird, correct? And it is not migratory. Not every white things in our country is from foreign land. Come on. But you know what? Greater flamingo is our state bird. It is the state bird of Gujarat. But for us, G for? And that is how I started capturing my own surrounding. And the possibilities I could find in my own surroundings surprised me. And I nurtured this mindset further, and it gave me a whole new dimension to my wildlife photography. I also understood that lion alone cannot be considered as forest. Can it be? Forest is a huge ecosystem. But when we go to the forest, we don't get to see the big cats, lion or tiger. We come back saying that there is nothing in the forest. Correct? But guys, if you just keep these big cats aside, forest is full of possibilities. But you need an eye, an emotional string inside your heart to feel, observe, and see it. Let me ask you an emotional question. What would you feel if I tell you, child is crying? Most people are feeling sad, right? But nobody would ask why child was crying. It's a newborn child who is crying. Are you still sad? Certainly not. So, subject does not make the picture. It is why that subject is there makes the picture. And since then I understood that my images are more like a visual poetries that can connect my viewers with nature. And they are not just the documents. After spending almost 2 decades in the field of wildlife and nature photography, the mighty Himalayas, which is the youngest mountain range of our country, became a place which is really close to my heart. Every time I go to Himalayas, I feel supremely tiny into the palms of Himalayas. I visit Himalayas to search the ghost cat of Himalayas, which is also called the grey ghost of Himalayas. It is the snow leopard. I really worked hard to find snow leopards into Himalayas. We walked over the frozen rivers. We climbed the mountain peaks. We lived in the caves for days just to get the glimpse of snow leopards. But finally, we found these images. The family of snow leopard. Snow leopard crossing the river. Again, the family of snow leopard. Do you remember this image? Where you have to find the snow leopard? Can you find it now? It is difficult, right? But guys, snow leopard is right in the center of the frame, looking through the lens. These images became really so popular that they got published in more than 200 national and international publications in 2 years. All these experiences made me even more connected to this place. These incidences made me feel more conscious about this place. I remember taking a shelter in a village called Yurutse. Yurutse village is approximately 30 kilometers inside the Hemis mountain ranges, and the winter temperature goes below up to minus 35 degrees. But you know what makes it special? It is the village with one house and just a family there. I cannot forget my conversation with the headman of the family, Mr. Ringchen. He seems to be so conscious, aware, and connected with its own surrounding. And that is the reason they can survive the most challenging climatic condition of our planet. What was a lifetime adventure for me, it was a daily routine for him. I wish I could see and live within my surrounding the way they do. But we are human beings, the superior breed of our planet, and we keep this nature separate. But we are the inseparable part of Mother Nature. For me, being into the wilderness is more important. For me, going there is more important than making images. And every time I take the leap of faith and visit the most extreme parts of our country, nature has always taken the best care of me. And every time I return, I come back with the realization that we need more efforts to conserve our planet. I know, conservation is a very heavy word for me, but my images are there to make you fall in love with nature, because if we love, we may care. And today, when you go back home, don't forget to look around. Your own surrounding is full of surprises and wildlife again. I have always seen, observed, and nurtured the natural phenomena from the most emotional core of my heart. And today, my heart says that I should leave you with the wildest ever visuals I have witnessed in my life. But these visuals are not coming from the tiger or lion, but these wildest visuals are coming from the fungus. Let me show you that. Thank you, guys.